What's up, YouTube? Homegrown Big coming at you. Gonna show you what I'm eating, gonna make it up, and then I'm gonna sit down and have a little mukbang with you and talk about YouTube celebrities, things in my life, fun stuff. Talking about how people thought I looked better as a raw vegan, all that kind of fun stuff. So what am I eating tonight? I've got a little over a pound of ground beef. It's about an 80-20 mix. It's pastured. I have pastured lamb heart, and I've got some goat butter here, which I love this stuff. It is so amazingly delicious. One of my favorite butters. And I've got some aged sheep cheese from Holland that I brought back with me. This stuff's super old and super stinky and really delicious as well. And I've got a little bit of locally crafted hot sauce here with roasted peppers and tomatoes that I picked up at the local Latino market here. And that stuff's really tasty too. I'm gonna get cooking. Alright, now I'm in my living room. We've got our Yule tree there, some gnomes. Ugh, little candlelight. I like candles a lot, I'm very drawn to them. I like them a lot in the house. If I wasn't shooting a video, I wouldn't even have lights on. So this is my first taste of lamb heart. Never had it before. And it is really good. I think it's better than beef heart, for sure. Oh my gosh, it's really, really delicious. Whew. I've been eating a lot of heart lately, and liver, but I really like heart. Wow. It's so good in that goat butter. So, like I said before, I'm doing Eat Meat, Drink Water January. Sticking to largely carnivore, but not 100%, somewhere around 80 to 90 to 10 to 20. But I haven't really been eating this week really anything in the way of vegetables. I've had a little bit of blueberry in some homemade pemmican I made. I made this pemmican out of pastured beef, rendered kidney fat, and dehydrated blueberries from the permaculture food forest here. Made that up, and I want to make this food for work and for just being out and about, and I like it. I like it a lot. I'm going to work on the recipe. I will do, when I feel like I've got a recipe perfected, I will do a recipe, because this is a great way. This is how our ancestors used to eat. Guaranteed my great-grandparents made pemmican. They were homesteaders out in Montana. This is just a traditional way of having food when you can't cook at home. Great way to eat on the fly if you're trying to eat naturally and healthily. So I made that up, and that's pretty much the only fruit or vegetables I've had this week. And I really want to test this whole hypothesis that you need fruits and vegetables to feel well, to feel healthy, and I just want to have my own experience with it, because I really believed that for so long, and there's been a lot of other rhetoric along with that I have really believed, and you can't know until you try your own experimentations. So one of the things that I always believed and thought to be true is that you would not be able to go to the bathroom if you didn't have fiber. I can tell you that there's been no problems in that department at all. Nice, really perfect digestion, which is what a lot of people on carnivore diets claim. And so far, that's been my experience as well. Interestingly enough, with doing this elimination, I hope to find some of the things that give me more trouble than other foods, and then be able to recognize those and just eliminate them completely from my diet. So although I'm not on a strict carnivore diet, if I feel like I really crave fruits or vegetables, I will eat them. But right now I'm trying to eliminate and then see what happens. All right, that was a great meal, but let's get back to chit-chatting. So I recently had somebody say, gosh, what happened to you? I remember you from your vegan years. You looked so healthy back then. Maybe in the first year, maybe it's been a while since you've caught up with me on social media. I thought I would show everyone this photo. It was one of the last photos I took of myself. I was embarrassed. I never posted it on social media. I had a workout this morning and I totally sucked in the workout. I couldn't even make it through the workout. I was so weak sauce. I felt like such ass. Look at my face. Look at my face. I was having regular bloody noses every day, or every other day, or multiple times in one day. I had no energy. I had really poor brain results. My grades had started to plummet in school. Like, I would study, and I'm a good student, and I take tests very well. And I would study and study and study and have it down. And I would go into the test and just draw blanks. Like, I'd never experienced that ever in my life. And the picture to the right of it here is a year later, after some animal products. And here's a recent photo. And, you know, here I am now. It's not great lighting, but such as it is. I look better now. And if you think that I don't, you've got some really intense confirmational bias. I can't really do enough videos to try to explain myself or tell my story or really tell stories that are much like everyone else's. So let's look at some other people on social media. So first, social media vegan I will talk about a little bit is Connor. Connor and Brittany, Connor, Handyman Bananas. Connor came onto the scene into the fruitarianism. Super funny guy, super nice. Had him to the house here. Helped me plant some trees. Really enjoyed hanging out with him. And I miss his humor videos. But that said, you know, let's talk about Connor. Connor had a background of being a drug addict and not being very healthy. Got into fruitarianism. Was super bloated, you know, clearly not healthy. Got into fruitarianism. Went to Banana Island. Really flushed himself out. Did some serious detoxing. And really got into it, had kind of that miraculous, like, I'm better, I'm recovered, fruitarianism is the way kind of thing. Rah, rah, rah. Fast forward a couple of years, he goes raw, cooked, a little bit of both, a little bit of experimenting back and forth. Looks great. Keep going with that trajectory for a while longer, and, you know, observational data is showing like things are not looking that great. I was actually incredibly, genuinely concerned for Connor. He started looking really shitty, and I know for a fact when you look like that in your face, you are not feeling or performing well in your body. And, you know, he looked like he went downhill, aged really fast. He looks thin in the face, but if you saw his body, it was kind of fine, you know, not super fat, but not really fit, and certainly not for how healthy he was eating and how much he was exercising. Fast forward again, and holy crap, Connor is looking very different. And why? And why is Connor looking so different? Well, he started intermittent fasting. He went on a heavy, heavy litany of supplements, including all of the things that he really wasn't getting from a plant-based diet. Now, if you know me, I don't really recommend supplements, and there's a lot of reasons for that. Check out my video why I'm a supplement skeptic. There's some really good information in there if you're heavily supplemented. But I think really specifically, and we see this amongst other vegan lifters who do well, is he went on a lot of amino acids. He went on creatine, which is only found in animal products. So yes, there's laboratory-made creatine, but naturally there is only creatine found in animal products. And he went on serious multivitamin, full spectrum multivitamin, and again, lots of amino acids and protein. So he's been doing this along with a plant-based diet, and what a difference that has made. He looks great. He looks way better. And honestly, like, I feel like if you're going to be a vegan and that's your thing and you want to do it, that the only way you're going to be healthy is with serious supplementation. Because plant-based diets, and really especially like fruitarian and raw vegan diets, do not have the substrates to maintain health. They just don't. And they don't have the absorbability either. So again, looking back at supplementation, you're taking out the fiber, you're taking out things like lectins and anti-nutrients, and it's in a more absorbable form for the body than heavy fiber plant-based foods. So, you know, I hope this keeps working for Connor. He looks way better. He looks healthier. I think he's finding something that's working for him, and I think that that's great. I'm not convinced that long-term supplementation is healthy for people. There's a lot of problems with receptors in our body and the geometry of molecules coming in. And when we build things in laboratories, we build molecules that are not perfect. And there's a lot of talk around this in that video that I talked about. And so when you have these molecules that aren't, there's no oversight by the government to make sure that we're making pure molecules with the right geometry. So when you start taking in a bunch of supplementation with mixed geometry molecules, they can go into a body and hijack receptors. There can be a lot of long-term consequences with this. If you look at people who are into bodybuilding and physique who go on heavy supplementation, many of those people end up with really intense medical issues down the road. So I worry about that, but I see that this is better than what it was. So again, you know, does Connor look better as a vegan than as a drug addict? Sure, but at what points along the journey has he looked really terrible and guaranteed had very poor nutrition and poor results because of getting super nutritionally depleted? That said, he's been smart enough to understand that he needed to do something different, and he's always been very good about insisting that what he does is not necessarily right for everyone else. So I appreciate that about Connor. Connor, good work, man. You're looking awesome.